Hello. So, where were we? It's been a long time. I can't remember the last video we did. I've done a few lives on Facebook and whatnot since our last video that's gone to YouTube. So a lot's changed. Different workshop, as you can see. Smaller workshop, but nevertheless still as productive. What's been happening? The wagon's progressing very slowly. I've been turning the wheels at the moment, which is what leads me on to this video. With this video, I'm going to set the camera up, which you'll see in a second. I'm going to set it up so it's going to show you me turning the actual, not the tread as such, because the tread is just at set degrees and it's very boring, but actually turning the flange of the wheel. I don't do it on CNC, I do it all manually, so there's lots of wheel twirling, as I call it. So lots of movement on the X and the Y axis to get what I need on the wheel, which everything you'll see in the video in a second of how I do it. I wasn't going to show this, I wasn't going to film this. And I've decided to do it because I'm throwing a bit of caution to the wind. The reason I wasn't going to show it, and I'll just let you all in on that, there's a lot of people out there that know better, and I could be doing it wrong in their eyes. For me, you know, you don't learn anything unless you have a go, and with turning wheels, when I did my first set of 4 for a wagon, I felt very out of my depth. The person that I used to go to is no longer around, which was my late father. So I didn't have anyone to call on and say, you know, how would I do it? Yes, there's model engineering societies out there, but by the time I've driven to somewhere to speak to somebody, I could have got it set up in a lathe and had a go. So, and that's what I've done. I've been successful countless times now with my method. As I've said, I'm not saying it is the right method, but it works for me, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters. If you want to speak to me about it, by all means comment and whatnot. If it's negative, you'll get a negative answer. It's as simple as that. We're not on this planet to ridicule people for having a go. The whole point is for people to have a go and try and learn something new. So, all being well, this is going to turn out alright. I say it's going to turn out alright. I'm not going to publish it if it's not. So, all being well, will be okay. So yeah, enjoy and let me know, comment and whatnot. We'll start going back to doing lives and stuff when the winter comes. With the new workshop, there is a new demonstration, 7 1/4 demonstration line, which is obviously my testing ground for wagons when I build them. Yes, only 1 gauge, because I am going to be concentrating on 7 1/4. I've been asked to do a lot of 5-inch stuff, and it's far too fiddly. My fingers don't put in tiny 10BAs anymore as well as they used to, so I'm going to concentrate on 7 1/4 because it's a style I like, it's a gauge I like. So yeah, so keep tuned in. Okay, I hope you can see this and you can hear me alright. You'll notice here that the tread's already been done to the degree angle that I wanted, which is 3 degrees on these. I'm going to move the camera now so that it's facing the wheel this way on, because we're going to watch this part being done, not the tread. I'm going to speed it up as well. And do it at like double the speed, because otherwise it's going to be a really lengthy video of me doing this part here, okay, which is actually the what they call the flange of the wheel. So that's the tread, this is going to be the flange. It may look in the video that the wheel is spinning out of true. It's because of this washer here that's holding it on a peg, a turning peg. The back's already been done, so I haven't got to worry about the back. And you'll see the face has been done as well. So the wheel is the right width, the tread is the right depth here. So it's just this part here that I've got to turn. So yeah, so we're going to speed it up, and everything's going to look hunky-dory, and you'll be quite happy and impressed. Don't worry too much about this flashing in here on the casting. All that's going to get cut out and all cleaned up once I've finished turning the wheel itself. I don't clean all this up until afterwards, because if there's a blowhole in it, in the wheel or anything, and the casting's a bit of a duffer, then there's no point making it all looking nice, you know. And until you've got a working wheel, don't worry too much about the middle bit. Alright, here's a go. So, sped up video, as I said, because it's taken me half an hour or so. I think half an hour of you watching just the flange being put on would be a bit boring. You'll notice I used an actual proper tread gauge as well, right at the very end, just to make sure that I've got the profile to 7 1/4 gauge standard gauge profile. This profile gauge it does both. It's got narrow gauge and standard gauge on there. So yeah, making sure it's exactly as it should be. So these wheels are flat backed, but they have got a raised centre on the front face, so it's got something to hit the back of the axle box with. My axle box is obviously those Midland Ellis type. I will be getting a different set of axle boxes done next time. Yeah, so flat backed, so that when you do your axle 6 13/16, or in metric 173 back to back measurement, get your axle right. Then when you squeeze these on, or not squeeze them on and use Loctite, whichever method you choose to use, you know, because it's flat backed, that your back to back is going to be right. If you've got your tread and flange and everything exactly right to the gauge, you can't go wrong. You can go wrong if you've not got these on your axles properly and you decide to part company. So there we go, one wheel done. I've already done a pair in the wagon. I'll just show you what the wagon chassis looks like at the minute. There's one set already in and painted. I've been rolling them up and down a bit of test track, because I've been building some turnouts for the demonstration line, as I say. So I've been rolling them through just dry to see if it's going to catch anywhere or anything. This will make up the second set for this wagon, and then obviously the wagon can be rolled through the set of turnouts then, to make sure everything's right. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed watching. Not too lengthy, as I say. If you want to comment, like, share, please do so. If you want to give me some negative feedback, by all means you can. Don't expect me to be polite on return. You'll notice as well, if you're ever doing any machining of cast iron yourself at home, it's very, very dusty stuff, and it gets everywhere. And because I've been using my phone to turn the GoPro on and off with, it's sucked all the cast iron dust all over it. Just one quick one to save a question come in. What speed was I turning that at? I was currently running on there. What is that? 314 RPM, so not super fast. Some will say, oh, it's cast iron, it's soft stuff, you can go a lot faster. I have got a chart that tells me what speed I should turn that at, but that's what I feel comfortable with. That's what I cut well with. My old Kerry lathe is a bit long in the tooth. Could do with some new bearings in the head of it, but that's a long old job and it will slow me down doing other things. That, and I'm a bit nervous of pulling my lathe apart, because if I pull it apart and I never get it back together, I won't be able to turn anything. So yeah, but that's another story, that's another thing. The other thing as well is I kept the 3 degrees on the turret. I kept it on 3 degrees so that if I needed to move it in, it would always cut. If I needed to move on the tread to make the root of the radius in the flange, it was always going to cut the tread at that 3 degrees as I came away from it. So, but I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing wheels, weirdly enough. But yeah, see you next time. Thank you.